Welcome back to episode 5 of Yuckin Ball. Today is Sunday, August 25th, 2024. Boys, I know we just finished up a draft. Jay sat out this year. How are we feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I stuck to my guns, I stuck to my strategy, and I'm liking the team.
I drafted 6 tight ends on the day, so we're feeling all right here.
Fantasy football is a foreign concept to me.
Alright, to get us started, we're going to talk about the playoff picture just a little bit. Big Man's got a good question for us. I was just going to highlight the 3 divisions that are looking pretty spicy right now. We got the AL East with the Yankees holding the lead, 1.5 over the O's, not too much there. And then the AL Mid, we got KC and Minnesota only 3 games back of the Guardians, who had a pretty devastating lead earlier. And then to finish it off, we go out west to the NL. Snakes 3 back of the Dodgers, and the Pods are 4.5 back. So 3 divisions that are looking pretty spicy. Other 3 maybe not so much for the time being. But Micah, what were you thinking?
Well, especially since we are now almost pretty much a month left into the season. Most teams have about 30 or so games left on their schedule. Now we start looking into the rest of the season. How strong is it going to be? So which teams, especially ones that are in the playoff race, which ones have the most favorable schedule to dominate for the rest of the season?
I was thinking O's. We talked about it a little bit before. You said that they had the 3rd most favorable schedule.
Actually, the 6th.
6th most favorable.
Well, but 6th, but at the same time, out of the teams that are actually like competing for a playoff spot, they're probably, I'd say, have the second most favorable schedule amongst playoff teams.
Do you know who the Yanks have? Where they're at?
They're at, I think they're in like the mid-level. Yeah, they are, out of all teams, they have the 13th most favorable schedule.
So I think I'm definitely going to go with the O's here as my number 1. I believe I picked earlier in the year as my division favorites to win the East. So I think with them having a more favorable schedule than the Yanks, yeah, they are 1.5 back, but that can be made up here in just a couple of games. So this is a team that we know that if they go, they could have the most wins in the league, let alone in the division. So I think I'm definitely gonna have to go with those.
Yeah, I agree with that, and especially since it's been like this all season, they've been trading back and forth with the Yankees for division lead in the wild card. Whoever wins that division gets the number 1. Whoever goes second gets the number 1 wild card. And looking at it more deep into the rest of the season schedule, they do have some tough teams. Like they have to play a series against the Dodgers. More on that later. That 3-game series against the Yankees, 3-game series against the Twins, and a 3-game series against the Red Sox. But they also do have a 3-game series against the White Sox, another one against the Rockies, and then 2 3-game series against the Tigers. So when you look at those opponents, easy ones, those should be layups. They should win 10 out of 2 or 10 out of 12. That's easy right there. But that Orioles-Yanks series, I'm not exactly sure date-wise when it's coming up. That's going to be must-watch baseball.
Absolutely.
And then for my team that I was kind of looking at, and I'm going to sound like a broken record here, repeating the same thing over and over. I mean, we can't count out the Chicago Cubs. They have so much talent. And when you're looking at their rest of the season schedule, out of all MLB teams, they have the 7th easiest. And some series that stand out to me, they still have some series against the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Phillies. Those are tough. But then when you look at some other games that they have, a series against the Rockies, a series against the A's, 2 series against the Nationals and the Pirates, there's a good chance that they win all those series. And once you start adding that up, there's a good chance that they're going to be right there within that 3rd wild card spot. I think that's just a target right now for them and really any team in the hunt, especially since the Padres and the Diamondbacks as of right now have a decent chunk. It's getting a little shorter between that 3rd wild card, but everyone in the hunt's going for the 3rd spot, obviously. But I think the Cubs, just even with 30 games and they're 5.5 games back, can't count them out quite yet.
I think I'm going to go 90% no on that one for me, because it's not that they can't do it. I mean, they certainly have.
It's probable for sure.
They have the talent to do it, but as of right now, they're 10.5 back to the division, so we know they're not winning there.
They're not going for the division. They're going wild card or bust at this point now.
And then playoffs, they're 5.5 back, which isn't necessarily the worst. I mean,
but every other team's going to be winning.
But you got 3 teams ahead of them that I think I like those 3 teams more as of right now. And then you gotta also add in, I guess, the fourth team in the final wild card spot with the Braves. And again, I don't see them beating them out even with an easier schedule. But again, there's definitely a possibility. But I think I'm gonna have to vote no on that one for me.
What about you, Jay? Any schedules that stand out to you?
Well, we see the Braves schedule's looking pretty light. They got, not light, but they have a lot of teams that I think they'll be able to go in there and beat. They're playing the Marlins, they're playing the Rockies, the Reds and the Blue Jays who are in shambles, and then the Nationals. They do have to play some Dodgers, some also Phillies who are in shambles, and then the Mets who are kind of neck and neck. I feel like with them, they're in stride. Their schedules both look pretty similar, but I think with the Braves going in, especially with the Rockies and the Blue Jays and stuff, I think they're looking like they're gonna continue to stay in that third spot for the wild card around there. They're gonna be dueling it out with the Mets, but we'll see what happens.
Sweet.
Well
covered.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we'll go on over to who's hot, who's not. Who wants to start us off?
I can go ahead and start off. Yeah, so for my two players that I selected for who's been hot, the first one, gotta go with home. The main team here picked Jeremy Pena, shortstop for the Astros, and over his last 2 weeks, he has a .348 average and a combined 1.106 OPS, which is fourth among qualified players during that span, and also good for number one on the Astros. And Jeremy Pena, the jury for a lot of Astro fans is still out. I think we're all still expecting him to live up to what he did 2 years ago in that historic playoff run where he won the World Series MVP. That's probably not going to be him, but he's had a good third year after, especially, I think, a little bit of a disappointing sophomore year. But his third year, he's been playing really good. He's been a stable back for that lineup, especially as they've dealt with injuries throughout the year. So as long as Pena keeps up his consistent hitting, he's going to be a key cog for the Astros, especially this year and years to come. And then for my second pick, for my pitcher, go with Logan Webb, starting pitcher for the Giants. He's becoming one of those guys where it's like no one talks about him because he's not flashy, but man, he gets results. Over his last 4 starts in August, 3.0 record, a 1.27 ERA, tied for first, and a .78 WHIP, which is second in August as well. And he's just been dominant. Him and Blake Snell. Snell's been getting all the recognition because of his no-hitter, and he's more of an outspoken kind of guy. But Logan Webb has been consistent all year. I think within the Giants clubhouse, I think Webb is still the ace, even though Snell's been playing great in the second half. But both of them are going to have to continue to play elite ball for the Giants to stay alive in the playoff race. And then for my not, this one's kind of shocking. I didn't know he was playing this bad. But Corbin Burns, over his last 4 starts in August, he's had a 1-2 record, an 8.71 ERA, which is second worst behind Matt Waldron for qualified pitchers in August. And he's allowing a .322 batting average to his opponents, which is crazy because when you think of Corbin Burns, it's that cutter and curveball and changeup combo, which is just disgusting. But it's a slump, but we know what we're getting out of Corbin Burns. He's a top 5, top 3 pitcher. He's going to break out of it, especially when they need him most as they're going into September. I'm not really worried about it. It's just a little bit of a slump.
Yeah, I really like that Webb pick. I think for me, I got 2+ guys that are hot. I'm going to go with, in my opinion, the best baseball player of all time. No shocker here. I picked Judge last week. This time I'm going to go with Ohtani this week. He's the fastest player in MLB history to reach the 40-40. 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases. And the 40th home run was a walk-off grand slam. Doesn't get any better than that. And then proceeded to hit his 41st the very next day. And then hometown kid, I'm going to go with Joe Musgrove. He has owned the Mets. This is only, I believe, his 3rd start back after being unhealthy for so long. They're kind of ramping him up. And he went through 7 scoreless innings. And including the 2022 postseason, his last 3 starts versus the Mets, 20 innings pitched scoreless, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, only 1 walk, 19 Ks. and that defensive play at first was spicy.
Love Jim right there for
So,
sure.
Mets daddies, OMG. All right, and then I got to shout out Jackson Merrill, Jay's MVP. I mean, he had another walk-off home run today.
He's a glorious king.
And then I'm just gonna go for who's not. This is a team that has really bummed me out. I was really excited for them, but the M's. I'm gonna go with the Mariners. They're super disappointing this year. They gave us a lot of hope. They already fired their manager. They're 3-7 in their last 10. I mean, it's not that they couldn't make it, but I feel like any fire that they had is out. I think they're just out of gas. It's not that they don't have the talent for it, but I think they're just cooked.
Yeah, they're on that downward spiral there. All right, so for my who's hot, I have 2 starting pitchers. One's from the NL, one's from the AL. So my NL pitcher, Andre Palante for the Cardinals. He went 7 innings with only giving up 1 run against the Twins on Friday. It was another quality start from a young 25-year-old starter, having his previous start on August 17th against the Dodgers. He went 7 innings and only 2 runs. He got into some sticky situations going through the Twins lineup their first go around, but after that he was able to lock in a little bit and he was able to have a great start. He's got a 6-6 record with a 3.84 ERA. If you look at the start of his season, he was getting rocked. He was barely making 3 innings most of his starts, but as of late he's been getting it done. And he's another one of those young talents out in St. Louis, combined with that walk-off grand salami from Vet Nolan Arenado. He almost started crying for the woes that he's been having this year against the Brew Crew on Thursday night. So hopefully the quality pitching from Palante and the offense off the back of guys like Arenado, he has a 23-game on-base streak. Hopefully they can make a late season push to try and secure a wild card spot. They're only 6 games back of that last spot as of today. So.
And speaking of Nolan Arenado, can you show the camera what you're rocking right there?
I got the Rockies Arenado jersey. That's when he was at his best. But
Come on, give us the 360.
oh
There you
no,
go.
Come on,
Give
no,
us a
the
spin.
chair,
Give us a spin.
no spin. All right, guys. So my second guy, AL, we're going Bowden Francis.
Deep boy.
Out in Blue Jays land. He's been one of those under the radar solid starting pitchers this year. He's got a 7-3 record. He's got a 4.04 ERA. His last 7 starts, he had a 1.85 ERA though. His last 3 starts, he went 7, 7, and 8 innings pitched. And he was flirting with a no-hitter before giving up a solo shot in the 9th inning. In his last start against the Angels. So
G-War, baby.
Bowden's one of those bright spots for the Jays, who have taken a major step back, I feel like, this year. They're usually a team that seems that they're always in the hunt in the AL East, which is on a yearly basis a stacked division. I think the Blue Jays are donezo this year. They're 10.5 back of that final wild card spot, and they're last in their division. And they're behind the Rays, who traded away a lot of their talent this year. And despite that, they're still winning games, which is weird. So a bright future for Bowden, I think. So, all right, to my who's not. Lane Thomas, outfielder for the Guardians, the Guard Dogs.
I've been wanting to pick this guy like the last 3 weeks.
Here we go. Well, here he is now. So he was a trade acquisition for the Guard Dogs, who were hot at the time. Their offense has been slumping, and Lane Thomas has not helped. Who knows? Maybe he brought that to the Guard Dogs when they traded for him. His last 15 games, he's been hitting 139. Yikes. Not what you want from someone that you brought in to help for a contender in the AL, and they've been struggling of late. So
Is he running fast though?
I don't know.
Because that's pretty much all he's bringing right now at this point.
So
Is that
they
139?
need offense. That's not what he's giving them. So, and the Guard Dogs are only 2 games above the Royals and Twins in their division, and they're playing 4-6 ball their last 10 games. So, not looking good for Lane Thomas, and a little sus for the Guard Dogs.
All right, boys, we're gonna switch on over to the series of the week, and this week it's all about Jay. Take us away.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna get our 7th inning stretch going there. This little interesting thing I thought of, we're calling it the AAA, the all-around auction. So AAA goes like this: we each have $1,000 to spend. For our lineup, we need to have 2 starting pitchers, 1 infielder, 1 outfielder, and 1 relief or closing pitcher in our lineups. We go in a circle, we'll figure out who goes first, one at a time, and then we nominate 1 player. We then can bid for the player if we want that player, and this can be any player from baseball history. If you overspend and can't fill all of your 5 slots, then you are disqualified. So pay attention to your budgets and how much you're bidding on each player. We'll go through the auction. Once we have our slots filled, we'll each read out our lineup, and we'll throw a poll on Spotify, and we can also comment on our YouTube videos who we think has the best group of players.
Teacher.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So in terms of the parameters of the players that we can draft, I know you said like you can do any players all time. Can we do a player with a specific time frame? Like, let's say I want to do like
This is free for all for this first
Ooh.
one. So if we like this exercise and everybody listening likes it too, we can do one in the future pod where we have more parameters. Like maybe we only do 5 of a certain position, or maybe we only draft players from a certain season. So let's go ahead and get started.
I think you should go first since
You
you're
want me to
the
go
one that
first?
won it.
Okay, let me get my handy dandy notebook.
Oh,
out here.
he went on the notebook, not even on the
I'm
notes.
getting forgetful in my old age. So
Get your calculators out too. Want to make
Yeah,
sure that
yeah.
we stay within our budget.
so who do I want to?
Did I say series of the week or did I say 7th inning stretch?
You said 7th inning stretch.
There you go.
So to get started, I am gonna go with the starting pitcher, and I am gonna put. Let's go $50 starting bid for Bartolo Colon.
Bro, you can keep that.
Hey, you know.
All right, $50 Bartolo
Hey man,
Colon.
he did win a Cy Young. That's cool, but he also was on the was it the Rosenberg trials? He was listed on the name, so.
Yeah, but guess what? He's James Shields' mortal enemy.
That's true.
there.
If he did not hit that home run, we would not have Fernando Tatis right now in the pods. So,
Right.
Bartolo Colon.
You guys should be thanking
Domino
him for
effect.
that.
Alright, big man.
Alrighty, so for my first player, I would like to nominate, starting at a $25 bid. I'm gonna go with Hank Aaron. I think this one's gonna get bid up pretty well. I mean, I think we all know who Hank Aaron is. Second most home runs of MLB history. Some would say number 1 because he was clean. This one is pretty crazy. I don't think anybody has more All-Stars than 25-time All-Star, dude. This man was Mr. Consistency, and Gold Glove winner, also a champion. Probably widely considered as a top 10, 15 player of all time. I started that $25 for my own bid.
50.
Was he outfield on my trip?
Yeah, outfield.
And we get 1 infielder, 1 outfielder?
Okay, you said you want to go 50?
Yeah.
100.
I'll go 200.
Oh boy. Okay, 225.
250.
All right.
251.
No, bro.
No,
you gotta go.
let's do
You gotta go.
Let's do
We
25
can do whatever we
increments.
want.
No, let's do 25 increments.
You want to go 275?
275.
300.
Yeah, I'll leave that one.
All right.
Alrighty, for my starting pitcher, I'm going to go with probably my favorite all-time pitcher. I'm going to go with Nolan Ryan for 25.
Okay. 100.
I'm gonna go 200.
You said 25 increments?
Mm-hmm.
225.
250.
275.
I'm out.
I'll go 300. Alrighty, sweet. I got one.
All right. So
Back to me.
Alrighty, sorry, I know you already said it. 2 starting pitchers, 1 outfielder, 1 infielder.
One closing
oh,
pitcher.
FYI, guys, this is definitely not going to be a 30-minute episode. It might be close, but
We'll try.
Well done. What are we at right now?
We're at 20 and a half.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
So I will go. I'll go my favorite player of all time, Ken Griffey Jr. I will start the bidding at 200.
I already have my outfielder, so I can't do anything
Let's
about
go.
it.
How much did you say?
200.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Alright.
Wow, that's a steal, but yeah. I'm putting that down on like a spreadsheet so I can just keep count of everything. But that's definitely the biggest steal so far in my opinion. I mean, bro, like Ken Griffey was a 5-tool player in his prime. Ooh, I'm looking at
injuries, but yeah.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go back to starting pitcher. Go with Roger Clemens. I'm gonna start that as $100.
I'll go 150.
175.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'll pass along.
All right, I'll take a Triple Crown winner, World Series champion, Cy Young, 15-time All-Star. Hey man, I would not want to
Was
face
he
Roger
proven?
Clemens. Yeah, he was proven. but
Okay. What?
He should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. If you look, he started juicing probably at the Yankees. If he just stopped, if he retired once he got to the Blue Jays, he would have been in a Hall of Famer either way. So I'll take Clemens at 175. And then is it Rylan? I think you're next.
I think I'm gonna go with. He was a little bit shorter. He didn't play very long, but I'm gonna go with Randy Johnson.
Randy. Oh, I was like, wait, what?
I think go Randy Johnson for 25.
100.
150.
I got a budget. I gotta make sure I dial it back.
175.
I go 200.
I'm out.
Dude, I think I'm out because there's.
All right, let's go, boys.
So Randy at 200.
I'm at 500 right now.
I'm at 475. Jared's
I'm at
doing a
250.
great job, bro.
Alright.
He's baiting
So-
because he's about to pull out like.
Alright. I gotta go. I think probably the hardest to go. Trevor Hoffman, closing pitcher. I'm gonna go.
That's what I wanted to.
Start at 150.
I want no part of this. I have a specific time frame and a person I'm going with. I'm passing on that.
You said 150?
150.
I'll go 175.
$200.
Wow.
You can have it.
200 for
200.
Trevor Hoffman.
That's a little more tight. They're relief closing pitchers, so
Unless you get super specific with it, yeah. If you're just going off careers, then,
everything else is a little more stacked. But
I mean, you in theory everything is stacked. You just how deep are you going to go into it?
yeah.
All right. So, is it me next? Okay.
Yes.
So for my next one here, I want to start something here, but I also want to get something, especially since Jared started the relief pitch. So let's keep the floodgates going. I'm gonna go with Eric Gagne specifically between 2002 and 2004 and start that at $50.
Between you two, I can get another one.
100.
150.
You can have it. I just had to bring you up a little.
All right.
Alrighty, so this was easy. So I just get to pick my closer then, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mariano Rivera.
Nice.
So I have to
You
go
can do $25.
25. Let's go.
Dude, good job, Ryan. That was smart.
Smart.
Well, I went
I-
heavy. on the
I
starting
thought
pitcher.
Rye would go a little more for Trev because he's pots.
I would.
He
but I
baited
went-
you,
But I went
bro.
500. He's actually the first first Padre that I ever remember.
All right. So, I need another starting pitcher.
Who do you just need starting pitching now, right?
And then we all need infield.
Okay.
Dude, that's gonna be a fitting more for that. I feel like.
So
I got somebody, but I don't know if you guys are thinking the same thing here.
starting pitcher.
Do you have outfield?
I have
We all-
King Griffey.
Yeah, King Griffey.
Oh, so I get mine for
King
25.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
You're right. So I'm gonna go with a deep pool pick for a starting pitcher. We're gonna go Phil Necro for $25.
Oh my. We're not playing. That will be the show. You can take him.
All right. Phil Necro. Trying to
If this
spice
is
it up
if this
here.
is someone where we were drafting a team and we're putting it on MLB the Show, I might have bid my whole thing on it. But
Dude, I'm
we're not
not
playing
going to
MLB the
get
Show.
even close to $1,000. That'd be way.
So you went Mariano, right? At 25.
Mhm.
We should have made the budget a little more, but
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I mean, you gotta be smart in terms of like what do you want to go after.
I feel like I'm already winning the starting pitcher right now.
yeah, I went with
Randy and Ryan.
I went
Jared went
more
with, like,
cheesy,
dude.
knuckleball or Phil
Should've
Necro.
went
so-
Waldron.
That's why I said I'm like, well, bro,
You
Matt
wish he-
Waldron on
Matt
MLB the
Waldron
Show
wish-
24 is
my god.
that's ridiculous.
Matt Waldron wished. he was Phil Necro.
Oh, is it me next?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I get my my pick of the litter here. Now I'm gonna save that because I have a specific budget that I gotta stay within. So for my infielder, I'm gonna go with prime Alex Rodriguez,
Dang it.
starting at. Give me just a second. Let me run the numbers here. We'll start him at $200.
Hold on. You haven't gotten an infielder right?
We have none of
No,
us
we
have infielders. It's 200.
I already know what I want for my infield. And
You-
I feel
you
like
sound-
nobody's gonna argue with me on this one.
So starting at 200 there.
1 second. Let's make sure my math is right.
My guy's got like no homers though lifetime.
525.
Are you doing the math? Wait, hold on.
Wait, will that be able to complete your team? Okay.
Give me oof.
That's the last thing I need. That's exactly who I wanted to.
Z-Rod?
Yep.
You're gonna outbid me. Hold up, sorry guys. Need to run these numbers better. 350.
I said 525.
You went
Yeah, he's got
525.
right. Well, that's his last guy. That's all the dough he needs.
You can stick with Bartolo, Phil Necro, and have A-Rod.
Alright, my team's done then. And that was all my money. Alright, I'm done.
Alrighty, Micah, finish this off.
Well, you want to go next? Because
So outfielder, I'm gonna go with a steal here for $25. I'm going Barry Bonds.
dude,
25 bucks.
Who'd you draft?
and Garen.
Yeah.
Hey, my guys. Well, I can't say that I picked Clemens, so I'm not clean
I'm
either.
surprised nobody picked Trout, Willie Mays.
Hey, we were.
I ain't picking Trout.
Yeah, see,
I
this
love
would be
Trout,
so
but he's
much
just
like because
injury prone.
I'm enjoying this. We might need to revisit this later with a bigger team. Just have a full-on episode just with an auction. But I think Rob might have just won it off that.
Are
But
you done? No,
I
you're
have
not.
an infielder, but I
So-
gotta think of
Here, I'm running your numbers right now too.
You can just have your infielder. I'm not gonna fight you on it. You're not
You
taking
sure?
mine either.
Here, there's someone I do want. Like, let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick my starting pitcher right now. Gonna go with 1968 Bob Gibson for a reason. 22-9 record, 1.12 ERA, 268 strikeouts. Gave up more walks and earned runs. I'll take that. $25. Let me put that in. So Bob Gibson, 25. All right, so you're up.
Alright, so you just need an infielder, right?
We both need infield.
I don't want to go right now because I don't want you to
Yeah,
take my
that's
guy.
fine.
Because
No,
you're just
I-
gonna run me up.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Just
The
pick a
next
guy. Hopefully, it's not who I'm thinking.
It's not what you're thinking. But my guy, let's just listen to this. 24 years in the big leagues.
Who is
lifetime 303, MVP, 17-time All-Star, 2 Gold Gloves, World Series MVP, 3-time batting title, Silver Slugger, 3-time World Series,
What position?
Rookie of the Year. I'm going infielder. I'm going with Pete Rose.
Oh, God, you can have
you
this
can
guy.
have that.
Most hits in all of baseball all time. I spent $575. I'm sorry, boys, but I think I took this one.
You're on the problematic squad, bro.
Yeah, but I've also got dubs, dude.
Okay, so with my last pick for $25, this one, I'm glad it went to this. For $25, Albert Pujols.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, mine's better. Not as many home runs, that's for sure. He's got lifetime 150 or 160.
Some Pujols like 7-0 something. Yeah.
Alright, guys, so we are done. Let's run through our squads right before we move on to series of the week. So for me, I have starting pitcher Bartolo Colon for $50, starting pitcher Phil Negro for $25. Then we go infield Alex Rodriguez for $525, outfield Ken Griffey Jr. for $200, and Trevor Hoffman for $200. He's a closing pitcher, and I spent all $1,000 of my money.
There you go. Use it or lose it, man. So for me, so for my 2 starting pitchers, we went with Roger Clemens and then Bob Gibbs specifically in 1968. Both of those combined $200. For my relief pitcher, I went with Eric Gagne specifically between 2002 and 2004. Spent $150 on that. For people at home, just do your research for those years. You'll see why I spent big money on that. For my infielder, for $25, Albert Pujols, and then in my outfield spot, went with Hank Aaron for $300.
He specifically went with Angels Albert Pujols as well.
That's not prime Albert Pujols, but yeah. So for my numbers, I had, and then it went away. I spent $675.
Alrighty, taking the cake, boys. With
We'll see.
$575 out of 1,000. My starting pitcher, Randy Johnson, $200. Nolan Ryan, $300. Outfielder, Barry Bonds, $25. Infielder, Pete Rose, $25. Closer, Mariano Rivera, $25.
You definitely got the
How
most.
much did you spend?
You definitely got the most bargains.
What is that?
That's $575.
Yeah.
So I spent the least amount.
Matters if
I mean, it's a little controversial for certain
people like
aspects,
cheaters,
but dubs are dubs.
Hey, we'll let the comments decide who had the best team.
vote on Spotify and comment on YouTube.
Alright, we'll also post it on the gram, and then to close us off, where are we at now?
We're on series of the week.
By what time?
We're at 33.
There we go. We're gonna make this one quick.
There we
Alrighty,
go.
series of the week. Micah has ran the table thus far. He swept the very first week. Last week I gave him a run for his money. I lost by 1 point. We have a new winner. Jay has dethroned Big Man for his first official win and first winner outside of Big Man.
He finessed me, bro. Rightfully so. He went where it hit the most. He challenged my Astros. I should have just went with analytics instead of my heart. So Jared earned that one.
So I'm still the only one to not get a free burrito
Next
week.
Maybe next week, yeah.
So I'm going to start us off here. Dodgers v Snakes, 4-game series in AZ. This could be a huge swing for the West. Let's go Snakes. But just out of keeping it simple, I'm going to go with split just because it's the safe option. And it
Dude,
wins every single
split
time.
wins pretty much every
Where's it
time.
at? Dodgers at?
It's in AZ, which doesn't matter really. I mean, I
And
don't
then
know.
this is the caveat we got to mention, right? So it's going to go into next week.
Goes into Monday, so
So we kind of have to keep our eyes out, and we can't decide who gets a free burrito then.
yeah.
So
well,
it's
we're already a week behind anyways, so
We'll just have to announce it
Yeah,
on
we'll move back.
Instagram.
It's a little bit of IOU. Do that with the bank, you might be in trouble. But with Yuckin Boys, just turns you a free burrito maybe. So with that though, I've learned my lesson. I'm not betting against the Dodgers. I'm sorry. You know, everyone's, at least in terms of hitting, is healthy. You know, pitching is picking back up. They're picking back pieces. I'm not betting against the Dodgers. I'm sorry.
Next month he's supposed to be back soon too.
he's already
Right.
playing.
He's already playing?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he's
so-
been playing well too. I think he got a home run his first
Oh,
game
okay.
back.
I'm not betting
First
against the
couple.
Dodgers.
All right, let's see.
and then
Mark you
J-
down for Dodgers, and then what are you thinking, Jay?
It's in AZ. I think the Diamondbacks are playing the hottest baseball right now.
They
I'm
definitely
gonna. It's sometimes whoever's riding the wave.
Mm-hmm.
They did it last year. That's how they made it to the World Series. Nobody thought they were gonna make the World Series
No
last
man
year.
thought they would have made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, so I think it's whoever's hot by the end of the season can hopefully ride the wave in the playoffs. But I think Arizona are chomping at that bit to get the NL West.
We
title.
rarely pick 3 different teams
Yeah.
per series, so let's go. All righty, who's got next?
You want to go next year?
Yeah. So Royals at Guardians. So
That's a great one.
battle for the AL Central. We already kind of talked about it earlier. Guard Dogs are only ahead of the Royals and Twins by 3 games. Royals have been playing winning baseball in the last 10 games, 7-3 record, whereas the Guard Dogs are playing 4-6. Guardians seem to be struggling, but the Royals just came off a series loss against the struggling Phillies. So Royals took the first game 7-4, but then repeated to get spanked the final 2 games, 11-2 yesterday and 11-3 today. So who you guys taking, Royals or Guardians?
And how many game series is
I
this?
believe it's 3.
3. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the Guardians. I think we've talked about this many times, but the splits between the Royals home and away are pretty drastic. Now they're away and they just came off a pretty bad loss at home. So I'm just gonna go with the Guardians.
I'm thinking the exact same thing as you said. I'm going Cleveland as well.
Come on, Jay. Be
I'll
devil's
go.
advocate.
I'll go Royals because I'll go
Let's
with
get
the
rid of
teams
this.
that are playing just more hot than the other. So
Fair enough.
All right, take us home, big man.
Alrighty, so for my series of the week, I have a 3-game series, Orioles at Dodgers. That is some must-watch baseball right there. And, you know, whoever wins the series has a great impact on their own standings within their own league. And also Game 3 is a Filipino Heritage Night. Shout out to my Filipinos and Filipinas. Alright, but for me, I'm going to go with the Dodgers though. Like I just said, I'm not betting against the Dodgers. I've learned my lesson, been burnt too many times, so Dodgers.
I think the O's have been sputtering a little bit. Dodgers are picking back up, so same thing. In LA too, I feel like their record at home has to be pretty spicy, so I'm going LA.
I'm gonna go LA as well. The Orioles are not playing like the Diamondbacks are, and the Dodgers have more veteran presence. More, I know it's not postseason now, but we're getting there, going into the stretch here. They got more, I think, postseason presence and longevity than the Orioles have in the recent years. So I'm gonna go Dodgers as well.
Alrighty, boys. What time are we at right now?
We're at 38 minutes.
Let's go. It's been a pleasure. This has been Yuckin Ball, episode 5. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye!
Thank you guys.